You're lying in bed, trying to sleep, and suddenly your brain decides to remind you of something embarrassing you did years ago. Maybe you waved back at someone who wasn't actually waving at you. Maybe a waiter said, "Enjoy your meal," and you awkwardly replied, "You too." Or maybe you made a joke in a group and nobody laughed. The moment passed long ago, but somehow your brain brings it back like it happened yesterday. The strange part is how vivid it feels. Your face gets warm, you feel the same awkwardness again, and the first thought that comes to mind is usually, why did I do that? It can be a moment that happened 5 or even 10 years ago, yet your brain decides that right now, when everything is quiet, is the perfect time to replay it. One reason this happens is that the human brain hates social mistakes. Humans evolved in groups, and for most of history, belonging to a group meant safety and survival. Because of that, our brains became extremely sensitive to anything that could damage our social image. When something embarrassing happens, your brain treats it like an important lesson and stores the memory very strongly, almost like a warning saying, "Remember this so you don't repeat it." But there's a problem with that system. The brain sometimes keeps replaying the same memory long after the lesson is learned. Instead of helping you improve, it just keeps dragging that moment back into your mind again and again. What makes this even stranger is that while you are replaying that awkward moment in your head, most other people probably don't remember it at all. Think about it honestly. How many embarrassing things from other people can you remember right now? Probably very few. That's because most people are too busy thinking about their own lives and their own mistakes. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. It's the tendency to believe that people are paying much more attention to us than they actually are. In reality, everyone is focused on themselves. So the moment that feels huge in your mind might have barely registered in anyone else's memory. Another reason embarrassing moments stick in our minds is emotion. Embarrassment is a strong emotion, and strong emotions make memories easier for the brain to store and recall. That's why you might forget what you ate last Tuesday, but clearly remember something awkward you said years ago. The emotion attached to the moment acts like glue that keeps the memory stuck in your mind. These memories also tend to appear when things get quiet, especially at night. During the day, your brain is distracted with conversations, tasks, phones, and endless information. But when everything slows down and your mind finally has space to wander, it sometimes drifts back to old memories, and unfortunately, the brain often picks the uncomfortable ones. However, there is an interesting side to this. People who replay social moments in their minds are often more socially aware. They tend to think about how conversations went, how they came across to others, and what they could do differently next time. That kind of reflection can actually help people become better at understanding social situations over time. The problem starts when reflection turns into overthinking. Learning from a moment once can be useful. Replaying it hundreds of times doesn't add anything new. At that point, your brain is no longer helping you improve, it's just repeating noise. So the next time your brain suddenly brings up an embarrassing moment from years ago, try to remember something simple. The moment probably felt huge to you, but there is a very good chance that nobody else even remembers it. And while you're replaying that old mistake in your head, someone else is probably lying awake somewhere, replaying one of their own.